You awaken in absolute, complete darkness. No sound, no breath, no heartbeat, just the cold touch of stone beneath your fingers and the heavy stillness of your body. Yet in this void, a whisper begins to rise, low, vibrating, like wind driving sand across forgotten tombs. Voices of beings whose names even the boldest sorcerers dare not speak in daylight. And then you understand the most terrifying truth. Your life has not ended, it has merely passed into a great, merciless trial. At stake is not peace, at stake is your eternal self. If you forget the words you studied all your life, if you lose the path, you face oblivion. Not hell, not darkness, but nothingness, the final erasure of your soul. Before you lies the Duat, a mirrored realm of shadows where rivers flow upward and fire chills to the bone. Your only guide and weapon is the scroll you once paid a fortune for. Not a book in the usual sense. It is an ancient collection of spells, born over more than 1,500 years, from the first lines carved on pyramid walls to the long papyrus rolls placed in the hands of dead kings and nobles.
We know it as the Book of the Dead, but the Egyptians never called it that. They whispered with awe, Pert em Heru, spells of coming forth by day. Because for them, death was not an end, but a door, the brightest door a human being could ever open. You are not merely a body, you are a weaving of threads that can unravel at any moment. Your Ka, the vital force, hungers for bread and beer. Your Ba, your personality and intellect, a bird with your own face, strains toward the heavens. Your Ren, your name, it is your anchor. Without it, you dissolve like smoke over the Nile. And your Ib, your heart, it remembers everything. Every lie, every tear you caused, every drop of blood. For 70 long days, priests worked magic and surgery upon your body, turning it into an eternal home. They removed the organs, dried the flesh, wrapped it in linen soaked in incantations. Now it is no longer a corpse, it is a sacred vessel, without which your soul would lose its way back. And now your Ba slips free from the tomb. You begin the descent into the Duat. 12 hours of night, 12 gates, 12 nightmares, rivers of molten flame, lakes of boiling water, guardians whose names are already sentences, he whose eyes are burning coals, the devourer of shadows, he who dances in blood, the serpent eater. No sword can prevail here, only the power of the word. Know the secret name of the demon, and it bows. Fail, and it devours you alive. Your scroll is not mere text, it is your passport, your sword forged of sound, your only chance. And ahead lies the most dreadful night. Even these horrors pale before the great serpent Apophis, the embodiment of all that seeks to destroy order. Every night he coils around Ra's solar bark, trying to swallow the sun and plunge the world into eternal darkness. And you are part of this battle. Your words, spoken in a trembling voice from the darkness of the tomb, aid the gods in repelling the assault. For if the sun falls, your hope falls with it. But even Apophis is only a prelude. The roar of battle fades. A silence descends, so heavy it presses against your ears. You stand at the threshold of the Hall of Two Truths.
There, deep within the vast hall, upon a throne of black stone and lapis lazuli, sits Osiris, green skin of life and death, white robes, crook and flail in his hands. On either side,
42 divine judges, each presiding over a specific sin. You stand before them defenseless, stripped of earthly wealth and titles. The only way forward is to recite the negative confession. You must address each judge by name and swear, "I have not killed, I have not stolen, I have not muddied the waters of the Nile, I have not caused anyone to weep." But words are only the prelude to the supreme act, where magic meets cold justice. Anubis, with the head of a jackal, gently takes your hand and leads you to the golden scales. On one pan lies your heart, heavy with memories. On the other, the single ostrich feather of Maat, light as truth itself. The scales tremble. Time freezes. You whisper the spell you had carved upon the scarab over your heart. "O my heart, do not stand against me as a witness. Do not rise up against me before the great God." If your heart, burdened with lies and malice, pulls the pan down, Ammit steps from the shadows, crocodile head, lion's body, hippopotamus hindquarters. She does not torment, she simply devours. One instant, and you are gone forever. But if the scales balance, Thoth, the ibis-headed god, records your triumph in the celestial scrolls. Horus proclaims, "Maat Heru," justified, true of voice, vindicated before the gods. Then they lead you onward. Isis and Nephthys stand behind Osiris's throne, their wings spread in protection. The 4 sons of Horus guard the canopic jars holding your organs, and ahead, blinding light bursts forth.
The fields of reeds, paradise that looks like the most beautiful dream of Egypt. Barley taller than a man, wheat 7 cubits high. A cool breeze carries the scent of lotuses and fresh Nile mud. Here you meet your parents, your beloved, all whom you lost. Yet this is no idle rest. Here you must labor, tending the fields of the gods. But now it brings no pain or fatigue. Ushabti, small clay servants you left in your tomb, awaken and work in your place, while you bask in the eternal dawn. And every morning, transformed into an Ak, a radiant spirit, you board Ra's solar bark. Together with him, you greet the new day, again and again, forever. Because the Book of the Dead is not a tale of death. It is the most ancient and luminous story of how a human being can conquer even infinite darkness. We have a voice, we have a name, we have a path. And that path leads not to an end, but to an eternal coming forth by day.